Welcome! Join us as we improve your English through the power of storytelling. Each story is carefully crafted to help you learn new words and enjoy the journey of language learning. Today's story is called The Three Seeds. First, enjoy the complete story without interruption. Then, stay until the end, where we will review important vocabulary words from the story together. You will learn the pronunciation, meaning, and how to use each word in sentences. Now sit back, relax, and let's begin the story. The Three Seeds. There was once a farmer who had 3 sons. The farmer was getting old, and he wanted to decide which son would inherit his land. So he called his 3 sons together and said, "I am giving each of you a seed. Take this seed and plant it. In 1 year, bring me back what you have grown. The son who grows the most beautiful plant will inherit everything." The first son, Ravi, was ambitious and clever. He looked at his seed and thought, "This seed looks ordinary. If I want to win, I need something better." So he threw away the seed his father gave him and bought the finest flower seeds from the market. He planted them carefully, watered them every day, and grew the most spectacular roses anyone had ever seen. The second son, Arjun, was competitive and impatient. He looked at his seed and thought, "I cannot wait a whole year. I need results now." So he threw away his seed and bought a fully grown plant from a gardener. He kept it alive for the year, making sure it looked perfect. The third son, Karan, was honest, but simple. He took his seed home and planted it with care. He watered it every day. He protected it from harsh sun and heavy rain. He waited patiently. But nothing grew. Week after week, month after month, the soil remained empty. Karan was confused. He checked the soil. He tried different amounts of water. He moved the pot to different places. But still, nothing grew. He felt like a failure. His brothers had beautiful plants. He had nothing. Still, every day he watered the empty soil. He did not give up. He had been given a task, and he would see it through, even if he did not understand why it was not working. 1 year passed. The day came when the 3 sons had to present their plants to their father. Ravi arrived first, carrying his magnificent roses. They were perfect, vibrant red, arranged beautifully. Everyone who saw them gasped. Surely this was the winner. Arjun arrived next with his impressive plant, tall and lush with broad green leaves. It looked expensive and exotic. He was confident he would win. Then Karan arrived. He carried only a pot of soil. Empty soil. No plant, no flowers. Nothing. The villagers whispered. They felt sorry for him. Poor Karan. He had failed completely. The father looked at all 3 sons. Then he smiled. He walked to Karan and put his hand on his shoulder. "You," he said, "are the one who will inherit my land." Everyone was shocked. Ravi and Arjun protested. "Father, are you not feeling well? Karan has nothing. We brought you beautiful plants." The father shook his head. "The seed I gave you was boiled. It was dead. It could never grow into anything. I wanted to see which of you had integrity, which of you would be honest, even when honesty made you look like a failure. He turned to Ravi. You bought different seeds and pretended they came from mine. You chose deception over truth. He turned to Arjun. You bought a grown plant and pretended you grew it. You chose shortcuts over patience. Then he looked at Karan with pride. But you, my son, you were honest. You could have done what your brothers did. You could have bought a plant and saved yourself embarrassment, but you chose truth. You watered empty soil for a year because I asked you to. That is integrity. That is the quality I need in the person who will manage this land and care for this family. Karan stood there with tears in his eyes, holding his pot of empty soil. The thing he thought was his greatest shame had become his greatest honor. The father continued. Success that comes from dishonesty is not real success. It is built on sand, and it will collapse. But integrity, even when it looks like failure, that is built on rock, that will last forever. Ravi and Arjun hung their heads in shame. They had beautiful plants but had lost something far more valuable, their father's trust and their own integrity. From that day on, Karan managed the land with the same honesty he had shown with the seed. When crops failed, he admitted it instead of hiding it. When he made mistakes, he owned them instead of blaming others. When opportunities came to take shortcuts, he chose the harder, right path over the easier, wrong one. The land prospered under his care. Not because he was the smartest or the most talented, but because people trusted him. Workers knew he would treat them fairly. Buyers knew he would never cheat them. Partners knew his word was his bond. Years later, Karan became known throughout the region not as the richest farmer, but as the most trustworthy one. And that trust brought him more success than any deception ever could have. His brothers eventually learned the lesson too. Ravi stopped trying to appear smarter than he was, and started asking for help when he needed it. Arjun stopped looking for shortcuts, and started putting in real work. They never inherited the land, but they gained something more important. They learned that integrity is not about looking good. It is about being good, even when no one is watching. The farmer lived to see all three of his sons become men of character. But he knew he had made the right choice. Because the land did not just need someone who could make things grow. It needed someone who could be trusted. And trust is only built on truth. So remember this. Life will test you. It will give you opportunities to cheat, to take shortcuts, to make yourself look good through dishonesty. And sometimes, honesty will make you look like a failure. You will stand there with empty soil while others hold beautiful roses. But hold that empty soil with pride. Because integrity is not about immediate results. It is about who you are when the results do not come. It is about choosing truth, even when lies would be easier. It is about being the person others can trust, even when that trust costs you something. The farmer gave his sons a dead seed not to trick them, but to reveal them. He wanted to see their true character when faced with difficulty. And in the end, the son with nothing in his hands had everything in his heart. That is the seed that truly matters. Not the one you plant in soil, but the one you plant in your soul. The seed of integrity. Water it every day with honest choices. Protect it from the harsh winds of temptation and the heavy rains of pressure to compromise. It might not look like much at first. Others might have more impressive results. But in time, that seed of integrity will grow into something no one can take away from you. Your character, your trustworthiness, your honor. And that is worth more than all the beautiful roses in the world. Vocabulary. Now let us learn 6 important words from this story. Inherit. Inherit. This means to receive property or qualities from someone who came before you, usually when they die. In the story, the sons wanted to inherit their father's land. Can you use inherit in a sentence? Ambitious. Ambitious. This means having a strong desire to achieve success or power. Ravi was ambitious and wanted to win at any cost. Think of someone you know who is ambitious. What are they trying to achieve? Integrity. Integrity. This is the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles. Karan showed integrity by being truthful, even when it made him look bad. Integrity means doing the right thing, even when no one is watching. Can you think of a time when you showed integrity? Deception. Deception. This means the act of hiding the truth or making someone believe something that is not true. Ravi used deception when he pretended the roses came from his father's seed. Deception might work temporarily, but it always destroys trust in the end. Patience. Patience. This is the ability to wait calmly without getting annoyed or anxious. Karan showed patience by watering the empty soil every day for a year. Patience is hard, but it is necessary for anything worthwhile. What is something you need to be patient about in your life? Prosper. Prosper. This means to succeed or grow in a healthy way, especially financially. The land prospered under Karan's honest management. When you prosper, you do not just survive, you thrive. What does it mean to prosper in life beyond just money? These 6 words carry the wisdom of this story. Inherit reminds us we are building something to pass on. Ambitious reminds us to want success, but not at the cost of our values. Integrity reminds us that truth matters more than appearance. Deception reminds us that lies eventually collapse. Patience reminds us that good things take time. And prosper reminds us that real success comes from doing things the right way. Remember the farmer's test. Remember Karan standing with his pot of empty soil. And remember that sometimes the greatest success looks like failure at first. But if you have integrity, if you have patience, if you reject deception, you will inherit something far more valuable than land. You will inherit your own self-respect, and you will prosper in ways that matter forever.